Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Gigi. Today we're going to be doing a color pencil project. Here's some materials that you'll need. You'll need color pencils, a pencil and eraser, and paper. Let's get started. This is going to move really quickly and I apologize, otherwise this is going to be an hour-long video. So you're going to start off with about 2 egg shapes. I'm going to add a third acorn later, but these egg shapes will turn into our acorns. And then I'm going to draw some leaf patterns over here. This is a really easy way to draw an oak leaf. If you draw a line down the middle, add some V shapes on there, a little spread out, and then you kind of make these like YW shapes around it, and it'll make a really pretty oak leaf. I'm adding the third oak leaf in here. This one's kind of being overlapped by the middle and is a little bit smaller. Here I'm adding some definition to the actual acorn. I'm defining the shape and adding the cap. So there you go, there's the little tip of it. And then you can literally just make like a diagonal X pattern to make the cap of the acorn. Nothing too complicated. I'm adding these lines that actually help me with shading later. These are optional, but they actually really help to kind of give it a little bit more definition and help the shading. So I recommend that you do it, but you don't have to. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did on the other side and just make the other acorn. I decided to add another third acorn in there just to give a little bit more representation of the 3 leaves and then 3 acorns. Onto the coloring. So I'm going to start with a light shade of yellow. This leaf is going to be transitioning from green at the bottom to like a deep red up at the top. So I want to put down a nice light layer of yellow and then go in with my medium yellow here and really start to build up that layer for that nice deep red. Once I have that medium yellow done, I'm going to go in with a nice red orange or like a medium orange and just start to really kind of put some definition of where the shading's going to go, where the deepest, darkest places are going to go, and then try to blend out into that yellow. When you're working with color pencils, it's really important to actually find your medium hues before you start coloring. This will make your life so much easier when you're trying to blend, and it'll actually cut down your work time a lot. So I'm using this medium yellow color, this goldenrod color, to really kind of blend in the reds, the oranges, and the yellow, and it'll come really important when we start doing the greens as well. So now I'm going in with this nice orange, like vermilion color, which is like a red orange, and I'm starting to put the shading of where the actual leaf is going to be, where it's going to like kind of transition to. To add a little bit of depth into the shadows, I'm adding a little bit of brown just to give it a little bit darker hue. And then I'm going to erase the lines in the middle so that way I can actually make the leaf vein. I'm going to go in with like a nice spring green, a very light green, and just do the outline of where I want the leaf veins to be. This will actually help with our shading later on. So as you notice, I've been layering green, red, and this will actually make a nice deep, like dark brown, because once you layer complementary colors on top of each other, they make brown. So in color pencils, it's a really great way to add depth to your shadows without adding black. When working with color pencils also, it makes it super interesting to look at rather than just a flat black shadow. If you get in the habit of layering complementary colors on top of each other to create your shadows, or to create a nice deeper, darker color and avoid using black, it'll make your artwork so much better and so much more interesting. You'll also get a nice variety of colors too, a nice variety of shadows, different gradients. It'll honestly just really increase the level of your work. So again, I'm going in with the dark green and a red and really starting to make those shadows to try to really make it pop. Now I'm just taking a basic yellow and blending all over and starting to really focus on how I'm going to transition and where I'm going to transition on the leaf to this green color. I know I want the bottom to be very vibrant green, to be just this nice green happy color, and then I'm going to slowly and lightly just kind of blend that green all the way up into that orange. Really keep in mind to go lightly throughout this whole entire process. Color pencil is all about layering. Layering your colors to create your shadows, layering your colors to create these interesting gradients. It's really important that you do this and don't try to push down really hard or burnish your color pencil, because then you can't layer anything on top. The actual wax of the color pencil will actually stop you from putting additional colors on top, and you'll just be wasting time then. I urge you just really keep in mind, keep patience as you're doing this, and don't try to rush and just press down and go fast. It'll be so much more rewarding if you take your time and really just enjoy the process. So just like how we added shadows in the red section and the orange section, we're going to do it down here in the green section as well by adding a little bit of red into those shadows and creating that complementary color that we talked about. So now that I'm done on that side, I'm going to start working on the other side, the left side here, and just really duplicating the process that we did on the other side. So I will be using a very, very dark brown here to actually outline the leaf and add a little bit of depth into the shadow, just because I actually started burnishing because my hand was getting tired. And this is a great way, if you do actually start burnishing and don't even start realizing it, you can actually go in with a little bit of a darker color and crosshatch or make lines to create your shadows. And this is a great way to kind of disguise that you burnished, and or if you like the burnish aspect and like the crosshatch, this is a great tool to actually use as well. Now that I'm done with the middle leaf, I'm going to go in and start doing the right hand leaf. This will be a super quick process. We're just going to kind of duplicate it, but only using the green tones that we use for the bottom of the leaf. So just like with the middle leaf, I put down a layer of yellow, and then I went in with a little bit deeper yellow, and now I'm going in with a nice light green just to kind of get that base coat. Now I'm doing the shadows with some brown just to make it a little bit more interesting. Really kind of play around with how you do your complementary shadows. So either layer red on green or green on red, and that will really vary your actual shadow and your colors that you make. So right here, I'm kind of adding different shadows to really make it that the leaf is bending over. And then you're just going to repeat this process throughout the whole entire leaf. So now that I'm done with that right hand leaf, I'm going to move on to the acorn. That way this whole right side is complete. I'm going to start with a nice base layer of yellow and then brown, just to kind of give it a nice starting hue. And then I'm going to go in the orange and really make it a nice warmer brown. And then go in with the yellow to kind of blend it out, just like how we did with our leaves. And then I'm going to go in with this really dark brown and start outlining the acorn and giving it some shape, and also shading over those lines that we created earlier, and that'll help it really kind of make it look spherical or round. The cap, we're going to do the exact same thing. So I went with the brown, a little bit of a lighter brown here, and then a little bit of orange, a little bit of green just to give it some depth. And then I'm going to go in with this dark brown again and go over our lines that we created earlier. And then I'm going to shade the bottom part of there. It's almost like a diamond shape, just to make it really pop and look more 3D. You're going to repeat this process on each acorn and really kind of play around with how the light hits it. So if the light's coming from the left hand side or up above, make sure that your shadows kind of follow suit, and they should be the opposite of the light source. This last leaf will be the all red and orange and yellow leaf. It'll be the exact same process as we did on the upper middle leaf. We're just going to do it on the entire left hand leaf here. So make sure to put in your base layers of yellows, start to go lightly in with your oranges, and really start building up that color. Once you got your colors the way that you want to, I'm going to go in with some brown and that really dark brown here and start to create my shadows. Once I finish that last leaf, I'm going to move on to the acorn and finish up this project. So your completed project should look something like this. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, leave a like down below. And as always, stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. We'll see you next time.